Hey everyone, I'm SamyCaps. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're diving into something I'm really excited about, and that is how I believe grinding gear games is making Path of Exile 2 more accessible for new players without losing that depth that made Path of Exile so great. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the complexity of the original PoE and on the fence about PoE 2, this video is for you. We're just a few months away from the early access launch of PoE 2 on November 15th, and I know many players are trying to decide if they should give it a shot. One of the biggest challenges with the original game is its steep learning curve. It's complex, and that complexity can scare off new players, and it has. But here's the thing. PoE 2 is taking out a lot of that complexity while still keeping the depth and richness that made the original so beloved. This means new players won't feel lost, but veterans will still find the intricate systems and customizations they love. So whether you've been too intimidated to start PoE or you're a long-time fan curious about the changes, this video is hopefully going to provide you with the necessary details. Please make sure you stick around until the end, as I will give you my thoughts on the changes we are about to discuss and the impact it will have on new players coming to Path of Exile 2. Now, there are a ton of changes coming, and I don't want this video to be 10 hours long, and I've already covered in previous videos all the changes that we know of coming to Path of Exile 2. So you're more than welcome to go to my Path of Exile 2 playlist on my YouTube channel and watch those videos if you wish. But in this video, we are going to only highlight 3 of the new changes that are coming to PoE 2. Let's break down why PoE 2 will be more approachable while keeping that signature depth. One of the many difficult things to learn in Path of Exile is how to min and max your character. Your build gets stronger by increasing your character level and by constantly improving your gear. This requires you to understand the mechanics and how to get the right weapon and gear. In order to do this, a PoE player needs to understand how to craft gear, how to find the right base for their weapon or gear of choice. Now, we are not going to get into crafting because we still don't know too much on how it will be implemented fully in PoE 2, but we do have the following change that is going to change the learning curve for the better. And I'm speaking about the fact that gear no longer will have sockets, and all skill and support gem sockets are white in Path of Exile 2. This is huge for new players, and I'll explain why. No longer waiting for that 6 link to drop or grind the specific mechanic to get it. You don't have to grind or buy the currency needed to roll the right amount and or color of socket. This was not only tedious for players, but required some knowledge in order to surmount this issue. And for some, it deterred them from playing because they didn't have the proper knowledge, which led to not being able to min-max their character, which led to being too weak and not being able to progress through the game efficiently. Fret no more. This is all gone in PoE 2, which I believe makes the game more new player friendly. New players will not have to ask themselves, where can I even get a 6 link? Do I just have to rely on it dropping and hope on good RNG? This question and all the many questions and issues that go along with this problem are gone. New players just have to play the game, and it will slowly introduce them into how to min and max their character. Path of Exile 2, unlike its predecessor, doesn't throw you into the deep end of the pool and say, okay, swim. It gradually introduces you into the mechanics, allowing new players to acclimate to the learning experience. Now, this is a perfect segue into my second reason, and that is a massive change on how skill and support gems work in PoE 2. Skill and support gems are no longer upgraded by experience. You upgrade them in PoE 2 by finding the higher uncut gem in game. But this is not why I believe PoE 2 will be new player friendly. I raised this mechanic because the gem cutting skill and support gems UI is going to massively improve the new player experience. How, you ask? I'm glad you're listening. First, the gem cutting skill gem UI is clean and crisp. All information at your fingertips. You can look at all the skill gems associated to weapon type. By the way, skills are now locked to weapon type in PoE 2. You can look at all the skill gems associated to weapon type, all tied up in a beautiful UI. But what is remarkable is that new players can hover over a skill and it will provide a description on what the skill does. There is also a supporting gem UI which displays the specific skill attack on the left panel, and in the center of the UI are all the supporting gems that support each skill on the left tab. But if you look at the bottom of the center panel on the bottom left corner, you can tick the Show Recommended Gems box, and it will only show the gems recommended by GGG for that specific skill you have highlighted in the left panel. Again, this is huge for new players who don't know what support gems work with each different skill. This UI does a masterful job in educating the player while teaching them what works and what doesn't. Again, enhancing the new player experience. And last but not least is the enhancement made to the skill tree. Now, we all know, we've all heard it, new players' reaction when they first see the skill tree. Geez, I almost fell off my chair when I first started playing Path of Exile and opened up the skill tree. I was like, where do I even begin? So this enhancement will totally negate that reaction. And what I'm referring to is the in-depth information provided to players in game now with the skill tree in Path of Exile 2. So, as an example, in the skill tree, we will get instant feedback on our skill node decisions and how it impacts our DPS or build through simply clicking on a skill node and holding down shift. You will be provided with the changes that specific node will have on your build. No more guessing. Will this add more DPS? What impact does this node have on my build? The guesswork is removed as the game will provide you with instant, useful information. And how many of us have spent endless hours in front of that skill tree trying to debate how should I spend these skill points and will it have an impact? What I've shared today is based on my opinion and the info we have so far. But I truly believe the key changes coming to PoE 2 on November 15th will make the game much more approachable for new players. And here's the important part. I have no doubt that Grinding Gear games will pull this off without losing the complexity or depth that makes PoE such a standout ARPG. I mean, come on. We're talking about Grinding Gear games here. These guys are passionate gamers like us, and they've never been about dumbing down their games to appeal to a wider audience. Depth and complexity are in their DNA, and I'm confident PoE 2 will keep that while still being more accessible to newcomers. The beauty of PoE 2 is how they're combining that depth with a more gradual, new player-friendly approach. They're giving people a way to learn the game at a comfortable pace while keeping all things that make PoE one of the best ARPGs in the genre. Let me know what you think. Let me hear your comments on this video. Whether you're a longtime fan or someone thinking about jumping in for the first time, PoE 2 is shaping up to be an exciting new chapter. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps you decide if Path of Exile 2 is for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more PoE and PoE 2 content, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everyone. The opinions expressed in this video are mine and solely mine. Healthy debate is always encouraged. Hate is never welcomed. So get over it.